The nominee has been cleared by the police and the state security services and possesses code of conduct acknowledgement slip. He has no petition against him before the committee, and going by his cognate working experience, he is suitably qualified and competent to be appointed as chairman of Fiscal Responsibility Commission. The committee recommendation. 1. The presidency should constitute the board of Fiscal Responsibility Commission with one representative from each of the 6 geopolitical zones and one from the civil society organization in accordance with the act setting up the Fiscal Responsibility Commission under Section 5(1), A, B, C, and D. 2. The committee recommends that the Senate do confirm the nomination of Barrister Victor Muruako as the chairman, Fiscal Responsibility Commission.
Respected and distinguished colleagues, I have gone through the act that set up the Fiscal Responsibility Commission. And one of my major observations is that appointment by the chairman, even though it has been noted by the report of the committee, but I think we should make it very important that the observation is going to be very important, that the chairman by himself cannot actually run the commission unless he's accompanied by the membership of the commission. So it is really futile to just send us a nomination of the chairman without the full complement of the membership. Therefore, I think without any prejudice to the person that has been appointed because he's competent and qualified, I think it's important for us to write or step down this particular nomination until all the other ones have been brought in. Therefore, I move that we stand down, so that to avoid this kind of thing happening in the future. I vote that without prejudice to the person, we stand down this confirmation until the full complement of the commission is brought before the Senate. I so move.
The leader, the chairman, what his explanation is.
Mr. President, I want to thank the leader, but the leader have also said that in my report, I have made this critical observation. But sir, long before now, this committee needs to start functioning. And I agree with Mr. Speaker. We can go ahead confirming why telling the writing to the presidency to give the list of other members of the commission, so that we don't just go and keep this agency without anybody directing the affairs. Within 1 or 2 weeks, the presidency can forward the name and we confirm them and we return it to the Senate for confirmation. For us to step down and ask this person not to be confirmed and everything, we will not be doing justice to the nominee that is before us. Yeah, it will work.
Okay, thank you very much, Chairman. DSP, I'm coming. This remark. If we don't do the confirmation, and I agree completely, in fact, I'll make my comment still. If we don't confirm, this person will still be acting. So it makes little or no difference, really. We do the confirmation. We insist the chairman does not constitute the commission, because the commission is supposed to have the full complements of what the law says. So we do the confirmation and we write to the executive to nominate the remaining people to form the commission. But let me also remark here that this acting thing, the man has acted for about 7 years, in fact over 7 years. And yet this commission, personally I don't know what they're doing. What are they doing? So the chairman, when he's confirmed, now chairman designate, has a huge and massive responsibility to turn around this commission for it to perform efficiently and effectively. Otherwise, for him to be there 7 years acting and then 4 years, that will be 11 years running that commission. Probably he did it as a sole administrator over the years, and it's simply not acceptable, because The Fiscal Responsibility Commission is such an important commission that we need to have everybody who is supposed to be there, and they have to sit up, especially the man who will lead this. He has sufficient experience, been there for 7 years as an acting chairman. So I want to plead with us, please, that instead of just putting it down, we should go ahead and confirm, because even if we put it down, this person will continue to act. So let him be there with our endorsement, but we want an expeditious action from the side of the executive to give us the remaining nominees for us to screen. Thank you, DSP.
Omo Agege, Delta Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, it does appear clearly that you've already ruled, you know, and we're not going to be going against your ruling. So mine could be an observation, clearly. But I'd like to make this observation, sir. I don't believe that it is the intent of Mr. President to nominate a sole administrator. Clearly, that cannot be his intention. This is a commission. This commission is entitled to its full complement of members. And my view, without prejudice to the ruling you just gave, would have been, and also without prejudice to the man's qualifications, because clearly he's qualified, would have been for this to be put on hold while we await Mr. President to bring the other member. That would be my view, but like I said, Mr. President, you've already ruled. You've already ruled that we go ahead and make confirmation. But I would have preferred, sir, because going ahead to do this right now is validating the sole administratorship that this guy has enjoyed for the past 7 years. And it is wrong, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Well, I think as a compromise, we go ahead and do the confirmation. We don't communicate the confirmation. We get the remaining nominees, and I'm sure this is something that within this week could happen. So we go ahead and do the confirmation. But to leave it and turn it down, to me, it's not making any difference, honestly. Senator James Manager.
Mr. President, my highly respected James Ebiowo, Manager Delta. Mr. President, listening to both sides of the argument, it is very clear. Mr. Chairman, sir, my chair, I understand you. The man has been there in acting capacity for 7 years. Now only his name has been submitted, presented for us to screen and clear as chairman of the commission without the members. It's an ugly story. Very, very dirty story. However, what do we do? I will suggest not stepping down, not screening or clearing the man. We clear the man, but you have the responsibility, sir. You have the responsibility to convey, not in writing, but talking to Mr. President of the Federation, that this is the situation. Somebody somewhere is playing the game. Somebody somewhere is clearly playing the game, which is not correct. And that is why we are here. So seek audience with the President and discuss this matter with him so that we can get the full complement of this particular commission, which is very, very key. We go ahead, clear the man, but you have the responsibility of conveying how we feel to Mr. President. Thank you.
Senator Walana.
Senator James Obianwu, the manager of the Senate. Mr. President, I always want us to err on the side of law. The ruling and the running of the Senate is not left to our whims and caprices. We are guided by law and the Constitution. I have had the privilege of reading the provisions of the Fiscal Responsibility Bill. When we made that law, there was nowhere we specifically said that the appointments must be done at once. Nowhere. All we said is that the commission should have a chairman and then members from the 6th geopolitical zone to constitute the body. That is the position of the law. And I remind each and every one of us here that the rules of engagement between us and those who elected us into this office is the oath of office we took on that very day, that we will uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law. So if the Fiscal Responsibility Bill does not say that the president must make this appointment at once, I am unable to find the wisdom of not confirming the name submitted to the Senate if he has met the legal requirement to be confirmed as the chairman. Again, don't forget that we are running a democracy, the principle of which is guided by separation of powers. We cannot do our work and do that of Mr. President. So it is sufficient for us, for example, for the committee to bring a report and say that the Fiscal Responsibility Commission has not been duly constituted. Then we now have the legal basis to proceed to tell Mr. President that he's under obligation to do so. So as far as I'm concerned, based on the guidance and the oath of office we have taken, until there is sufficient ground for us to reject the confirmation of this nominee, I do not think that it will be wise and legislatively expedient for us to renege from doing so. So my own position is, let us go strictly by the law. We cannot accuse another body in government of not following the law, and then we sit here again and we will not follow it, no matter how bitter we are. So with due respect, my colleagues, let us confirm, based on the committee's recommendation, the appointment of the chairman of Fiscal Responsibility Bill. And I think what we have said today should be a sufficient guidance to the other arm of government to understand the fact that both we and them have taken an oath of office on behalf of Nigerians that we will comply with the content and spirit of our Constitution and the law. Thank you very much, sir.
Senator Gabriel Susami, raise your hand. Let me summarize very briefly the position canvassed, that we should go ahead and do the confirmation. Of course, sufficient legal explanation has been given by Senator Balana Allah and others, but I want to reiterate that for someone to act for 7 years, I think so much is expected of that person if he would now be confirmed. We expect that we'll do the confirmation, and unlike the proposal by my brother, the manager of the Senate, that I should personally go and discuss this with Mr. President, this is an official matter. We can write, because this is supposed to be in our records, because that is what our committee recommended. So we'll write to Mr. President to inform him and advise that the President should send the names of the other proposed members of the commission so that we're able to also screen them. And if we find them fit and proper, we confirm them accordingly. So this will go into the committee of the whole to do the approval. Leader of the Senate.